Let me tell you a story. Violet, Klaus, and Sunny. Violet liked inventing, Klaus liked reading, and Sunny liked biting things. They were happy, till Mr. Poe came and said their parents had been killed. Their world turned upside down. They sat at his house for a bit, then he went to Count Olaf's. Count Olaf locked Sunny in a birdcage and tried to marry Violet. But Klaus had a great idea. They almost caught him, but he ran away. Sad. Next, they go to their Uncle Monty's. He has a reptile room. They are happy until Stefano comes. He's actually Count Olaf. He hurts them with a knife. Then he murders Uncle Monty. They try to catch him, but he runs away. Darn these adults. Then they go to their Aunt Josephine's, who is afraid of everything. And he meets Captain Sham. They try to tell her, but she gets thrown to leeches. They go to a lumber mill, where they meet Sir, who makes them work. And Klaus breaks his glasses, and he goes to a doctor, but the doctor hypnotizes him. He comes back. Sir says inordinate, and he is not anymore. He breaks them again. Same thing happens, but this time with Shirley, and Dr. Earl dies. Then they go to boarding school with Carmelita, who's a bully, and she goes to Mrs. but he goes to Mrs. Bass, and she's a secretary. Then Coach Jenkins comes. He makes them run. Then they leave. Yeah. They find the letters, and she goes to Esme, and she makes them change, and Gunther comes, and they are at an auction. They get thrown. They might meet Hector, and vending studio, library, many of things to bite. And then this guy dies, and then they're supposed to die, but they don't. They escape, and they run away. And Sunny starts to walk, by the way. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Aw, so cute. So happy for her. And then they go to a hospital. Violet is taken away. And they change into disguises. And the doctor tells them that they're going to cut Violet's head off. And they get Violet, take her away. And they went away. They come back to a circus, and they need to disguise themselves, so they do a circus freaks, and Madame Lulu says that they can join. Yeah, they meet some circus freaks too. Hugo has a hunch, Cola is a contortionist, and Kevin is ambidextrous. They are two-head, and she is a wolf baby. And Olivia's actually Madame Lulu, but Count Olaf comes. Yeah, and she's sad. He says that they'll be thrown to the lions, but Madame Lulu falls, and it's for discretion. They take Sunny. They run away. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they're beating up Sunny, and evil people come, and they throw Sunny off the mountain. And Klaus is like, I hate my life. And Sunny falls into his arms. And they're like, yay. And they warm her up and everything. They go. And they slip on ice. They fall underwater. And she sees a ship. And they go there. And Klaus says, love. Violet doesn't like her. Klaus loves her. And Sunny's, she's okay. And so they go out to find a sugar bowl. But Sunny gets sick. Oh no. And she's about to die. But yeah, that's very sad. And Count Olaf comes. But they take her into the kitchen. They're trying to find horseradish. But instead they found wasabi. And they give it to her. And she's better, and it's happy until Count Olaf calls them, and they have a fight, JK. But he goes with them, and yeah, and Klaus is like, what am I gonna do without you? And she says, when you think of me, think of your favorite food, and kisses him. And he's like, yeah! And then they go somewhere where Mr. Poe finds them, and he's like, come on, and they don't listen to him. And they're driving in a taxi with a girl named Kit, and they dress as, like, workers, and she eats a beach ball. He eats a lighter, because he gets mad. And she eats a music stand. Yeah, they're all pretty good eaters. And then they come back, and they meet Dewey, and Count Olaf is about to shoot him, and Violet's like, you should get me first, and Cal's like, you should get me first, and Sonny's like, you should get me first. And they make him drop the gun, and it accidentally shoots Dewey, and they're like, no, and Count Olaf's like, yes! And yeah, so he accidentally sets it on fire, and they go, and they get shipwrecked on an island. A girl named Friday comes. They wake up, and they're all dressed before Count Olaf gets up. He's like, bow to me, but he gets locked in a birdcage. And then they find Kit, and they help her, and then they all get infected. And Friday and Ishmael leave, and Kit's about to have her baby. Count Olaf passes away. Kit has her baby, but soon she dies. And apple, don't ask. Please don't ask. And then they eat the apple, and they're about to start their new lives 2 years later. That's it. Just because the story's over doesn't mean that there's no more to tell. Bye. The end.